Hello. Let me start by saying I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This information is intended for entertainment and educational purposes only. As you can tell, this is not one of my usual videos. I wasn't planning to make a video today. But I saw this tweet and I felt I had to respond because I think it matters. So, again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This information is intended for entertainment and educational purposes only. This is not an attempt to advise anyone to take any financial actions or buy or sell securities or anything like that. This is just my take on things, okay? This is just my belief structure and all that. So, you're free to do anything you want, right? So, why am I making this video? It's because I saw this tweet. This tweet basically asked a really important question. Does anyone know what prompted this MMTLP settlement talk that seems to be infecting the community? How can any settlement be reached? If Hydrocarbons agrees to any settlement, they'll be bankrupted by shareholders, right? How can we be forced to sell our shares or accept dilution? This is all a bunch of hooey. No one can force you to sell shares. Your shares are your shares. My shares are my shares. No one can force me to sell shares. They can entice me to sell my shares with higher prices. That's the only thing they can do. They can entice me to sell my shares at higher prices. They cannot force me to sell my shares. That doesn't work, okay? My response to this tweet is very simple, okay? It's, I would guess that the shorts and shills paid by shorts want to try to limit their losses by manipulating expectations, right? They want you to be happy. They want me to be happy with paying a small price to the shorts to let them get off scot-free. And I said, there are 65,000 plus really pissed off shareholders. We want justice. We want justice for the creation of counterfeit private company shares. It's called fraud, okay? Now, the U.S. government takes a very dim view of people who counterfeit the currency of the United States government. The same standard, I think, should be applied to counterfeiting private company shares, okay? Why do I say all of this? Okay, it's very simple. I've been saying that there's counterfeit shares and fraud going on for a long time. Why do I say all this? I say it because of this tweet. It should lay it out very simply for you, okay? People are trying to say, oh, well, there's a short position in this company whose shares cannot trade, called Hydrocarbons. What does all that mean? I'll simplify it. This is my understanding, and I believe this is what an understanding should be of it. What is a short position in a private company that does not trade on any market? Hydrocarbons does not trade on any market. It has never been intended to trade on any market, okay? A short position is a security that was sold and never purchased, okay? The seller of that security is liable for the delivery of that security, okay? If they can't deliver that security, it's called fraud and counterfeiting. They sold you something they didn't own, and they said, well, we intend to buy it back later, but no. They knew that there would be no trading on that security after a particular date, okay? So they had plenty of time to buy the security back that they sold you at some point in time, but they never did. And because they never did, those securities became counterfeited securities. They had plenty of time to prevent counterfeiting, okay? But they didn't. They didn't. So I'm saying punish the fraud and counterfeiters with prison time, okay? Prison time. If you don't want prison time, you better have a pretty damned high price to clear out all of those counterfeit shares that you created, okay? Clear out the counterfeit shares or go to prison, okay? The only way to clear out the counterfeit shares is by letting the price go high enough that people will sell their counterfeit shares back to you, short sellers, who counterfeited the shares. If the counterfeiters can buy back all their shares, then they can avoid prison time. That's what I'm talking about, okay? Forget all this crap about, having to, settle for a low price and all that. I'll tell you this right up front, okay? I'm willing to settle for a low price if every single counterfeiter goes to jail for 20 years and every single person who aided and abetted those counterfeiters goes to jail for a minimum of 10 years. That's what I'm saying, okay? That's my negotiation position, okay? I'm willing to settle for a low price if every single counterfeiter goes to jail for 20 plus years, okay? 20 plus years in prison time. Every single person who aided and abetted the counterfeiting, right? This is called aiding and abetting a criminal and aiding and abetting criminal activity. They should go to prison for at least 15 years. And maybe 10 years. Maybe 10 years. Okay. Aiding and abetting, maybe 10 years. Okay. They were the lookout for the counterfeiters. If you don't want to go to prison, if you don't want prison time, my fallback position is I am reasonable. I'm willing to say, okay, maybe you don't have to go to prison. Buy back all your counterfeit shares. Buy back every single damn counterfeit share that you put into the market. Then you can avoid prison time. That's my negotiation position, okay? That's where I stand. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This information is intended for entertainment and educational purposes only. That's my position, and that's what I believe. End of story. Goodbye.